Yo, 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 we're live. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good night. I just got through watching the UNC game, and let me tell you, that was a barn burner, man. Best game of the tournament, in my opinion. It was awesome. So, if you're a basketball fan, I'm sure you did get to see it. And if you're not, just know it was an awesome game. So, I'm going to let everybody join. This is called the Car Audio Helpline. It's not really a car audio helpline. It's like a car audio get to know you line. Although, if you have some issues that I know about, I may be able to help you with that. But what I'm going to do shortly as people start coming in is I'm going to put a link in chat that you can join live on this live stream and we can talk about your system or questions or anything you got. Excuse me. I had a little extra energy today, so I figured, you know what? Let's get on here and stream with these folks. We hadn't done it in over a month. And yeah, no problem, Blake. I got you, bro. I got you. Anthony, what's up? Frozen the house. E-Dud. Fuego. Ronco. Man, everybody's here. So I'll give it a few more minutes. Let some people join. I know we're going to have at least one guest for sure here pretty quick. But I'm going to go ahead and put the link in here. So if any of you want to join, you can click this link. Make sure you have headphones and a mobile device or a laptop, but headphones are important. So have the headphones. That way we don't hear any crazy sound in the background and you'll be able to join. And the way I figure I'll do this is we'll kind of give everyone 15, 20 minutes and we'll see what you guys got going on. That way everyone has a spot to say what they want to say. Franco, what's up? Got earplugs. What's up, man? Speedway Audio. Yo, yo, yo. Ronco, putting a W712 box together. Nice. I haven't built a W7 box in quite some time. So, what do you guys got going on with your systems? Does anybody have any questions while we wait for our first surprise guest? I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe you. So I've got a poll up here, and it's who you got Monday, the 4th championship game, UNC versus Kansas. I'm going UNC all the way. My Hogs got knocked out by Duke, so hey, that's how it goes, man. But UNC's still in it, so we're gonna see if they can do it. Good old Tar Heels. 12 volt, what's up? Yeah, man. Let me see. I always get it backwards. Blue point in the background right here. Nick, what's up? Bass Life Forever. I run Massive Audio. Nice. I haven't run much Massive Audio. David Monroe, same here, UNC. Random question about setting the crossover on my JP8. I was able to get it to set with the gain all the way down, but when I set the gain where I want it, I can't set the crossover with the SMD CC1. Man, you know what? I honestly can't help you there because I've never used the CC1. So I've used all the tools. I've used the ISMG, I've used the AMM1, I've used the DD1. I have not used the CC1. So I don't have a good question or a good answer for you on that. Mr. Ox says, no way. Hawks all the way. We'll see, man. We'll see. Anthony, looking for headphones for sure, man. Ooh, Fro's got a good question. What's my favorite set of separates? Man, it's so hard to say. I've had a lot of really nice sets. If we're just going off sets I owned, I've had now systems. It's more systems than actual component sets because, like, I've had systems that sounded better than others, even though they had cheaper components. I had the Mazda 6, and we had some PhD carbons, or I can't remember. It was the CF 6.1s. Those were really nice. And I'm trying to think what else. I did like the I like the MB quartz, the old school MB quartz. It's hard to say, man. I'd actually have to think about that a little bit. Oh, we got our first surprise guest here. I'm gonna pop him in. You guys might know him. Your friend ours. Yo, what's up, man?
How you guys doing? What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, man? How's the channel going?
It's going good. We're growing every day.
Yeah.
We're getting some new edits going, some different styles, and it's pretty fun.
Oh, wait, are you using the ZV-1?
ZV-1, what is that?
Camera for your videos.
I use the A7R3.
Oh man.
With a very high-end lens.
Yeah.
It's the G Master 24-70, and that's why it looks so sharp. And it's really good.
There you go, man. Yeah.
And then for the time lapses, we use GoPros.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can't beat that. GoPros. So what you got going on, man?
Oh, I'm here at a birthday party with my sisters and family.
Oh yeah. You watch basketball? Did you watch the game?
I don't watch too much basketball now. More pretty much just like NFL.
Yeah.
And even that, I'm not like really great at it. I'm just like watching here and there.
Yeah, passive. Well, that's how. I mean, I don't watch any NFL games, but I watch college games and only games my Razorbacks play in. So.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, no sweat. So what you got going on then, man? What you working on? What system?
I'm trying to. I just bought a new car, a Camry. So I'm trying to get my system that I had in one of my vehicles in this Camry. So I'm gonna be working with the VXI 800 by 8 and a CT Sounds 900 by 1. And for the woofer, I don't know what I'm gonna go with. I have the Addrerss Audio, the new one they just came out with. It's like kind of equivalent to like a W3. It's the K05 or something like that.
So what's their top end? The Brahmas?
The Calis. Cali. It's like huge woofer. I sold 2 of them to a guy. He had W7s for it. He put those Calis in. The whole center top of his roof on a Ford F-150 just fell down. That was crazy.
Wow. What do you think about those VXI amps? I've only got to play with one.
Yeah, me too. I've only played with one. I have one because I got a good deal on it, and I'm going to be putting it in my car. But I think the amps for what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not cheap.
They pair really well with like maybe the Focal K2s, because they have a 2-ohm version. So that's where you get the most power, I guess, out of it.
Yeah. What's that 8-channel rated? Was it like 50 watts by 8, or is it
75 at 4 ohms and 100 at 2 ohms?
Oh, that's not bad though. Even 75 is plenty.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to go active. I'm gonna have a 3-way Focal Flax series. I'm gonna put that in there and try to build some pillars and then see where it goes.
Yeah, I feel you. So other than that, what you got going on? Work on anything cool?
Right now at the shop, nothing crazy. The new shop that I moved to, that I'm now at, they do a lot of like basic systems, nothing too crazy as far as like custom boxes or DSPs or anything like that. But when we were at the other shop, Audio Systems, they did a lot of custom because they have all the high-end machines like lasers, CNC, and all this stuff, which was fun. But those projects took long, and it was hard to record those projects because like you're not always there, so you miss something. It's really hard to get the whole video, and then it's so much stuff going on that it's a harder edit because you just see the guy standing and sitting there, and it's not really a bunch of action going on.
Yeah, I know, man. It's tough, especially when you're only cameraman.
Yeah, I'm the only cameraman, and if I'm busy, because I do sales, right? I'm the sales guy, and then these guys are the guys who are doing the jobs. So when I sell something, I'm always with the customer, so I'm not always at the camera. So I tend to miss stuff, and it kind of sucks for the edit. But
you just put that big GoPro, the widest thing on GoPro. You just sit there like, yo, man, don't get out of line of this GoPro. I'm setting it on time lapse.
No, some of you guys know Cocho, right? Cocho's the skinny guy with the hat always. He knows how to handle the camera now. I can give him the camera, and he's just on it. He knows where to put it, make sure to have edits. He changes the batteries now. I don't have to worry about it. But some of the other guys are like, well, I'm here to work. I'm busy.
Right, exactly. They ain't got time for all that. Especially
Yeah,
like
exactly.
an A7 III is a pretty. What lens are you using? That's a pretty big body.
24 to
Like,
70.
you know, I've been using
I have
the
that camera too.
ZV-1 because it's so small and easy.
I have a Canon M50 that I want to probably switch to.
Too. Yeah,
because it has that 15 millimeter lens.
Right.
Pretty good.
What, the Sigma? Is that
the M50? No, I have just what it came with the kit lens, 15 to
the 15 to 45. Right.
Yeah.
This one's the M200 with the 22 mil on it.
Nice. Yeah, man. So Coach is good. He's really good at what he does. He knows how to handle the camera, which is beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you get to go to any? Did you get to go to any shows this season? Like, did you go to the Knowledge Fest or anything?
But I'm going to. I'm going to make some shows. I don't know if I'm going to make Knowledge Fest or not. But I'm definitely going to make some competitions, base and SQ.
Yeah, I have one video where I went to a competition.
Yeah.
It's called. I think it says the MEC showdown or something.
Yeah.
I went to that one. I recorded it and I talked to a couple of people, put them in the channel.
Yeah, that's cool. I like going to shows. Like, nobody hardly ever watches those videos, but it's fun to go and like.
It's probably one of my lowest videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody watches them, but it's fun to go and just meet people, see them face to face. You may have talked to online, but never actually been face to face with.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
So how's your channel doing?
Oh, it's doing good, man. I focused more on it this year a little bit, so we're getting back in the right direction.
Good.
Did you see this Spotify pulled support for lower end Pioneer Kenwood JVC head units? They had it built in.
No way. Well, probably they pulled the support because Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is doing such a big. I mean, so pretty soon the XM won't even be an adapter no more. It's just going to work off the phone.
Right, definitely.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, it's got something like that. It's such a pain, man. It's such a pain dealing with car audio software. Is the worst. The worst.
I don't know.
I remember I used to do previews of the radios when they first came out. Like, I turned them on and put the video on YouTube.
Right.
And this is when you were able to finally get the video from the phone to the screen, and those videos went off the hook.
Yeah.
Like, they blew up. I had people calling me from every state, like, how did you do that? And I was like, well, you need to get this adapter, that adapter, HDMI this, HDMI that. So,
dude, I get a lot of those questions. Like, I'm not an installer, dude. You need to ask someone that's an installer. I mess with this stuff for fun, not every day.
Yeah. So I did those before I had my channel. Like, I was doing it on shop channel, and it got pretty big. And then when I had left that shop, the videos just died out. But if I would have stayed with that channel, it would have been great because it already had a big following as far as views.
Right.
And I let it go.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough out here sometimes for a YouTube guy.
It's weird though, because like finally YouTube, I guess they found the audience, right? So now, like, when people who are into audio will see my video next to like 5-corner stereo, next to your video. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. And now we're posting all the videos in 4K. Like, it was only 1080 before, but now I started posting them in 4K because I was able to get a better computer that could process all that, and it's working great.
Yeah. I've been doing 4K as well. I used to only do 1080 just to save space, but like, if you do 4K, you get an algorithm better. So like, people start watch it more. Yeah.
And when I watch it at home, I put it on my screen on the TV. Yeah. It looks great. It looks awesome.
Dude, I don't have one 4K screen in this house anywhere.
No, I have a Sony, and I put it on my. I watch the videos at home with my wife. I was like, hey, check this out, my new video. And
that's how I do too, man.
Yeah, pretty good. It's gonna get loud in here because everybody's coming back. They want to hit the piñata, so if it gets too loud, you can take me off.
Yeah. Well, I dropped a link in to see if anyone else wants to join or had any questions. It'd be a good one to have you, because you're a guy that can answer some of these questions for me.
Yeah, I can answer questions. I'll be here until it gets too loud. If it gets too loud, I'll mute it.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, you know, when I go live too, I'll go live and on my shop channel
Yeah.
and ask people, hey, I'm here. I'm here for 20 minutes. Anybody got questions? And whenever I'm about to leave, they're like, hey, stop calling other questions. Like I thought I was leaving.
Right. Well, shoot. Plug your regular channel and your shop channel or whatever channels you want to plug.
So my channel is Anthony's Car Audio Life. We'll show you an entertainment value of install. People get mad too. Like I got comments where they're like, "Man, your channel was not informative. Like, it's not supposed to be informative. It's entertainment. Like I'm there to make you laugh. You're there to see something. You might catch something. Like, hey, I didn't know I could do that in my car.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I have it. And they get mad because it's not informative. But anyways, Anthony's Car Audio Life. It's Ant-Man Knows Audio. I don't have an Instagram because it got taken down. Somebody stole it. I'm gonna make another one. And then the shop Instagram is Car Stereo Warehouse OC. That's Orange County.
Anthony's Cardio. Yeah, man. People always have suggestions how you should do your YouTube video, and it's like, man, there's channels out there that are informative. Go watch 5 Star. Go watch Cardio Fab. Like this, I'm doing my own thing here.
Yeah. Like if I were to change for you, then probably other people would drop off the channel.
Right. Exactly. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna kick these other dudes on. I appreciate you joining.
You got it.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you. All right, first, let's say hi to
What's going on? Thanks for having me on, Vega. Shoot. Here we go again.
Yeah, man. What's up? What were you doing? Playing some games?
Yeah, had a nice relaxing day today. Cleaned a house, obviously, before, but then tonight we got to play some video games. Sims 2, the best one, just because
That's
you can
do
2-player on the PlayStation 3. I think that's so cool. It's something, the newer Sims are great and all, but for that purpose, it is OG. It's fun.
Can you speak Simlish?
Deutsche me. Annoying. I love that game. It's great.
Man. Well, Andy, I figured I was going to use you as a co-host if you're down to ride for a little bit, and we can talk to some of these dudes from the community.
Absolutely. Let's bring them on, man.
All right, man. Here it is, Blake. Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, for some reason, it's like only I've got earbuds in and they're connected, and it's only playing through like the phone. So I'm gonna sort this out real quick.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I don't hear.
I don't want it to be all echoey.
You sound good on our end, as long as we sound good to you. Yeah.
Okay, it sounds fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks for joining in tonight, man. This is I like doing this stuff. This is cool what you do, Rob.
Oh yeah, man, it's fun.
Did we mean to match? Sorry for interrupting.
Oh,
Did we mean to match? Look.
No, we didn't. We did not plan this out.
No.
So, Blake, what you got to talk about tonight, man?
So Rob, actually, I met you once. It was you and Kip at Kicker HQ.
Oh, dude, I knew.
Ran into you.
When I see your face, man. When I seen your face, I was like, this dude looks so familiar. That's awesome. You wait up. You work at Digital Designs or close to it?
And am
Hey,
rapping.
look at that. Look at that. He's ready.
Yeah, man.
Had to go.
I wish we weren't so busy that day because I would have liked to heard your system.
Yeah. No, it's in some ways kind of terrible, but also like kind of great.
That's how like every audio guy thinks that. Like your system is never finished. Like you never want to show it off. It's like because there's things I could do to this system, but I haven't done them yet.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I feel the same way too. It's like all it plays is lows, man. It's not punchy at all, but they're like, "Oh, this is great." It's like, okay. So what kind of system do you got there, Blake? I know you got digital design, right? Of course. What do you got?
Obviously. Yeah, so I have it's two 1100 series 12s they're in a 3 cubic foot box tuned in the low 30s. It's on around 1,000 watts. And then for mids and highs, I just have some. I haven't figured out how to get into the doors yet.
That's
so
always
I'm
a
just
challenge.
running the 6x9s in the rear deck. And those
Awesome,
are
man.
Digital Designs E-Series.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I feel like when you upgrade your doors and power your doors, that's that next step. But that next step is somewhat always needed. You know what I mean? To get that nice sound quality, man. Absolutely.
Oh, I have a DSP in there, and it's not being used properly yet. Because the first time I was trying to get into the doors, I accidentally blew up my head unit.
Ooh.
And so I'm just using the DSP. It's got Bluetooth, and just using that as a source.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Wait, is it a Digital Designs DSP?
yeah, the DSi-2.
Oh,
nice.
so Digital Designs has a standalone DSP. Come on, Kicker.
Right.
What are we doing here?
No, and it's really nice. The DSi-2, it's the old model. The current one is the DSi-3, and it's got a 31 band full parametric EQ in it.
Woo!
Nice.
That's enough.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
Like full Q and everything.
Yeah, that's yeah. You can get each individual band. It's nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get in trouble with too many though.
I was gonna say the same thing. It's like, man, it's just 5 or 6, like the main generic ones, and then as long as you have that little bit of Q factor for the wideness and the tightness, I feel like that's all you need. Anything more, you're just getting real nitpick, and I guess sound quality. If you're really trying to gain or lose something.
Yeah,
But
you definitely if you might want it, yeah. So I have some other guests. Do you mind if we bring them on, Blake?
Yeah, totally.
We'll introduce them one at a time as they entered. So the first one.
What up?
This guy looks familiar.
What's up?
What's
What's
up,
up?
guys? I saw you were live, so y'all dropped the links. So I could pop in and say what's up.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for tuning in, Scott.
Heck yeah, dude. I usually try to catch most of them.
What you doing, man? What's going on?
It's been serial chilling. Spent most of the day taking and adding LED lights and running my Spark Innovation Speedy wiring. And
I seen the pictures. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It ended up being pretty dang extensively longer than I thought it was going to be, but it ended up turning out great, so it worked all good.
I know from the pictures you sent me, man, it looks beautiful, and
Thank you,
it
sir.
sounds like those fannies are really doing the job of cooling down those amps. They look small, but they seem powerful.
They're
At least
getting
they
it.
sound powerful.
I have one more, so you can power 3 of them with the Speedy, so I'm like, I have to add another one now. Cause I think I want to do like a platform like on like the passenger side, at like the power supply section of the amp, and do one blowing across the top of the heatsink.
Okay. So you're only running 112K, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
does it actually get pretty hot? Or
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it does. yeah. I mean, it's really I'm wired down, and stuff like that, and I'll be serial clipping. So
if you remember, like Rockford Fosgate amps used to get very, very hot, like on purpose. They were meant to get hot on the outside, not around the pieces.
It's not bad. It's just the only time I've thermal protected, we've been at demo. I mean, like when I've been demoing it for a long period of time. But like once you get it to that point where it's like, nah, bud, you got to cool off a bit.
We're done.
It takes a minute to cool it off. So like the more cooling, the better.
Yeah,
absolutely. Wouldn't hurt.
You get them big old loud, super loud, like turbine fans that everyone.
I thought about it, bro. Even all reality, man, because there's so much deadener and so much stuff in between you and the back of the truck. You really can't hear it inside the truck. I mean, like not anymore.
Oh, really?
Especially over the bass. You're not gonna.
I was gonna say the fannies seem almost similar to be able to do that much performance as those big turbo ones, but sleeker.
Sure,
I think
it's
that's
really
kind of what
slim profile. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
All
awesome,
right,
man.
Scott, do you care if we add the next guy on the list in?
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Some of you might know him.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? One of these in a while, and it's nice to pop on and see what everybody's up to. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Rock and roll,
Good, living
man.
the dream. It's a freaking weekend.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I've had a entirely unproductive day. I had a buddy that needed some help with something. He had a house built recently, and the electrician, when he put the fixtures in the ceiling, put the fixture for his ceiling fan too close to the wall, so his fan was hitting the wall. He had like a sloping ceiling like I've got here. And so he came over today, and we used my router to trim his fan blades down. And then we sat in the garage for 4 hours and talked and did nothing useful.
Yep.
Did you guys drink beers and talk about old stories?
No, it was in the mornings. We drank coffee, so that's
right.
I just watched your SPL video today. I actually enjoyed it too, by the way.
Yeah, that was people say things that make me go, I better make a video on that.
Yeah.
You're good at doing that, though, man, and I really enjoy the way you present it. And again,
Yeah.
I've complimented you before, and I like your editing style and how it's changed.
Yeah,
Top notch, man.
I try to make it kind of fast, when one of the things I kind of wanted to capture is I wanted to find a way to explain how on paper, if you double the power, you get 3 more dB. But if you know this, Scott, if you double the power in your car, you're not going to get 3 more dB.
Right.
Well, why is that? It's because it's something different. It's different types of dBs.
You're changing so many variables. Even whenever you change the power, double the cone area, you're taking up more of the vehicle because you need twice the size of the enclosure because you got twice the woofer. There's so many variables, and honestly, in my experience with testing and seeing in the lanes all the time, it's a 2.2 dB gain if you double. It's just average. That's how it really is. I don't see 3.
And Andy will tell you too, like you'll see a point of where like you're gonna get like a peak output out of that box. Like like no matter how much power you cram on, even if you're doing clamp power, don't get me wrong, but you're gonna see not much more, or very incremental gain after a certain point.
Diminishing return after a point.
Deviant, definitely. I'll let you on, bro. Yeah, I want to talk to you. Get on. I was just doing it in order, and you were next in line after Justin. So
absolutely, we need to see.
And I can go ahead and hop off. My girlfriend just got home, so I'll go ahead and hang out with her too. Guys.
I just want to pop in and say hey. So I'll pop
guys.
off and let
I'll
y'all
hop back
head
in the
on.
comments.
Nice seeing everybody.
Nice seeing you, Scott. Be easy, buddy.
Appreciate you joining. Yeah, Justin. Yeah. I like the SPL video while we were talking about it. I like that you snuck in a bunch of math on folks. And someone was like, "Yo, I didn't come here for math. I come here for the DBs."
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that all this stuff is physics.
Yep. Yeah,
you gotta understand it. Even though like the baseline physics goes out the window way early, you have to understand them in order
I didn't even get into
a general idea.
Like the different ways of measuring SPL, like the A weighting and the B weighting and the C weighting, and there's so much more to it than that. I could do 20 more videos on that probably.
Please do.
It almost seems like there's just an own separate SPL for just the base that we do. It's like it changes, you know what I mean? It really does. And it's just like, what is a 160? Is it really, because we thought that was back before the term lab, and it was all changed, So I don't know. That's why dB doesn't really always matter. How loud does it sound? That's what matters.
I still think it's funny. Someone will have a 150 dB system and say they're not loud. It's like, I don't have anything near 150 dBs. In fact, I this afternoon, I gutted everything. I yanked out every amplifier this afternoon because I'm going to try to do some big stuff in the future. I don't know, big stuff, different stuff in the future.
Yeah.
But things have gotten out of control.
Relative. Like big to us is like to Andy. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm seriously contemplating just yanking the back seat out of my truck and putting a board down, and that way it's easier to get stuff in for testing.
Right. I mean, if you're the only one that rides in it, basically, or you just need to carry one other passenger, what's it matter?
Friday night, I had 2 kids in the vehicle with me for the first time. I've had more than just me in it in 2 years, probably.
All right, we got one more guy waiting in his wing.
I'm gonna pop out, y'all. Y'all enjoy.
All right,
Justin.
Hey, thanks for joining, Justin.
See you, buddy.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah,
this guy is disputing you for #1 kicker fan.
Uh-oh.
You know who he is.
Bobby B.
What's up?
Bobby B.
What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Just stepping in real quick to just show you what I got going on right here.
Oh, there's
What's
chicken
that, crawfish or hot wings?
Bobby Favis homemade hot wings.
Oh, dude, I go for
wings.
some hot wings. But like not too hot because I already have a little bit of indigestion going on.
You're giving me heartburn right now just thinking about it.
But I just wanted to say what's up and just checking in with you guys real quick. And I'll be in the stream, but I'm getting ready to grub.
All right,
man.
Bobby.
All right.
Hey, get ready for Tuesday. All right?
All right.
You're jumping on with me.
All right, I'll talk to you, Andy.
All right, man. See you, buddy.
All right. So we got one more guy in the wings waiting. Let's see who it is. Brian, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
All right, who are you in chat? Who are you in chat?
What's
That's
that?
Brian Townsend, right?
Townsend, right?
Yep, Brian Townsend, yep.
All right, man. So what do you got? What you running right now?
So, actually, I have kind of a WinISD question, if somebody can help me out here a little bit.
Oh, man. Justin just left. No, I played with one.
That's what I know.
What you got?
But, so I got 2 Fosgate P3 dual 4 12s. going into enclosure, 5 cubic foot enclosure.
Yeah.
And I've been playing with WinISD here a little bit, and I want to do it ported.
Right.
And it's giving me a really small port area.
Well, like 50 square inches or so.
Can you show me the graph? Do you got the computer right there?
Depends how low you're tuning too.
Yeah, let me see what the graph looks like.
Let me get the camera switched over here. Oh, wrong button. Where the hell's the camera button? There we go.
Blake, feel free to chime in if you have any experience too.
Have you put in how much power you're going to be running? Because the needed port area and velocity is based on the power that's going into the system.
When I do it, it's always 1 watt, 1 meter. Whenever I put it in there, a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're trying to play, so when you're playing your tuning frequency, that you're not over excursioning everything and running into port noise.
That's a pretty smooth. I mean, that's a pretty smooth.
I don't see the dip. Yeah, you're.
Yeah. I mean,
that's just the regular. That's just with the enclosure. No woofer added in there. So what's the port area?
What's the port area? Go to the
what do you have it tuned at? Yeah, everything. We know 5 cubes.
8 by 2 by 8.
8 by 2 by 8. So 16 square inches by 8 inches long.
8 by 2.
Yeah, that's way too small for 5 cubes.
Yeah.
Go to the graph that says front port velocity.
This is why I don't use WinZD.
Yeah.
It's tough. You got to know what you're doing. You really got to know. I don't even know enough to really use it, fluently.
Yeah, front port velocity, something along those lines. Okay, and then on the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to want to go to, I think it's System. It's one of the 2 bottom tabs, and it'll ask you how much power you're running, and you want to put in how much amplifier
I think it's
power you have.
I think it's the very bottom one.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in so long. It's been
a
a while.
here on the
All right, what's it saying?
Yeah, how did you get the 5 cubes? Was that just something that you wanted to go with, or are you going to like max spec of like the recommendation for the P3s?
That's my dimension of how big I can get in that car.
Okay.
And,
what amp are you running on it?
With I got a
1,000 watt Fosgate amp.
And
is that
1 ohm? So, and it's P3.
Wait, there's
P1000.
There's the input power right there. See that where it says 1.0?
I don't know how you guys are seeing any of this. Let me zoom in.
Change that to 1,000.
Right.
Okay. That might be why that your port is so small, is so that you're reaching velocity at that 1 watt or whatever it's set at.
Well,
maybe
so
I don't know.
WinISD just puts in like a default port area, and then you have to go in yourself and adjust it.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Yeah, I use Subbox Pro. I've used Ultimate Car Audio app. I've used Kicker University app. I use a multitude of apps depending what kind of enclosure I'm building, and to get some, okay, this app's saying this, but this app's saying that, and some have different features. I kind of use a bunch, and then just, what I know that works. Like those P3s, honestly, I've seen, who was it said, 1.75 cubes each. I feel like that's a good number to go around, especially for a 12P3. You think 600 RMS, honestly, 2 cubes. Anything more, you're almost going to run into mechanical limit before you even get to thermal, and you're going to be tuned really low so you don't run into that, well, I have a port that's very big and a box is very big. It doesn't work that way. I think 2 cubes each. Honestly, you got 5 to work with, 4 cubes. If you want to build a slot, it's easier. You can go with like 50 square inches of port. Put it like 15, 18 inches back, tune around 34, 36. You don't have to tune to the dirt to be loud and play low, man. It all depends. And I feel like that would be a good estimate to go off of and get those numbers and punch them in. And that's how you kind of, the WinZD is nice because then you can actually see it, port velocity and how things work and how the driver works in that enclosure with how small parameters. I've just never really sat down and used WinZD. I wish I did, but it's like, it's okay. I'll get there.
Well, if you already got a box program, there's no point.
Yeah, one thing I will caution is to not take those programs as gospel. Because, I remember when I was, last summer, before I started working at Digital Designs, I put a Dayton Audio Reference 15 in my car.
Okay.
And I modeled it in WinISD. And then at the end of the summer, I put my 1112s in, plugged both of them into WinISD. The 1112s, it said I would have like a 10 dB peak at 60 hertz. And it said that the reference 15 would be flat all the way down to 30. And those Digital Designs 12s have way more low-end bass than that 15 did, even though WinISD told me the exact opposite.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's like as a reference, and then you go from there. You tweak from...
Yeah, well, and the big problem is that all of the Teal and Small, they developed all of their formulas and stuff back in like the early 70s, when everybody had tube amps that were only capable of putting out 1 or 2 watts.
Right.
And a speaker functions fundamentally differently at 1,000 watts than it does at 1.
Right.
And that's the real issue that those programs run into. They're really, Teal and Small did great work, but it's not very applicable in cars. It is my big thing.
I feel like it's the same way with SPL. You can build a box that's great on low power. You add power to it, you'll have diminishing returns. Or you build a box that's good for a lot of power, and you don't have enough, and it doesn't sound that great till you put more power on. So it's very...
Andy, let me add in. We got Jason Voorhees is waiting to get in here.
Oh! My motherfucking man has been watching this shit.
Oh, yo, hold up.
Whoa.
we got more. We got more, so we know what kind of hair you got.
Oh, man. All right, Deviant, what you got, man? What's going on?
I'm here to say, Rob, I love you. Andy, I love you. Baba, I love you.
Baba. Oh, no.
Oh.
What's the problem?
It's Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees.
What's the
problem?
All right. Respect.
Knew you this whole time,
All right. Hey, listen, he waited to say he loves you and Baba, so
yeah.
I can't hate on it, man. I can't hate on it.
At least we got to see his face, We're getting there. Baby steps.
Right. Let me throw the link in there for somebody else. We got Fuego. So Fuego's been waiting.
Ooh,
and I'm fixing to pop him in. He's always got something insightful to say. What's up, Fuego?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hold up. He had that hat on. I had to remove him. Like, I hate to...
Censorship.
I'm just joking, Fuego. What's up?
I can flip it around. It says El Fuego on the back.
No, I'm just joking. I actually love everyday audios. But it's fun to act like I hate them.
I can't. I missed their podcast. That was on Tuesday before. That was at like 5 o'clock on Tuesday, I think it was.
Yeah, and I hope they bring it back sometimes. It's fun. It's just a loose hanging out,
right?
Cutting it up, talking BS. I love it. So what's up, Fuego?
I got some awesome things heading this direction. So I'm overcoming 23 years of a challenge, and I am so excited. Many of you know that in 1999, I managed to burn down my 84 Honda Accord, and my wife and I had been dating for just less than a month at the time. She has been scared of car audio ever since. Week after next, we're doing an install in her car, and the agreement had to be done professionally. So that way, and I think Rob gave me this advice a couple of years ago. if she's that timid about it, do it professionally. That way, if something goes wrong, it's not on you. So yeah,
you're not tech support. Let's handle it.
I thought he was a professional though. Fuego, I thought you were a professional. Yeah. We're all professionals here.
Yeah. I may have some knowledge of base, but I'm not going to get myself in that in the middle of that. So that's really exciting. She's a teacher. She's got spring break week after next. Yeah. Nice. 2019 Forester going in, kicker KS.
Ooh, Subi life.
Yeah, up front 6.5s and tweak components, coax in the back. I gave her my Rockford T1000 X5 AD.
Oh, what sub though? What sub?
Yeah,
I'm using. So this is part of this is just old stuff that I had. Right, I had the X1000, the T1000 X5 AD, the sub. Now, right. If I put something big in there, Rob, it ain't gonna work. So I have left over a JL Audio. Micro sub, the 8-inch.
Oh, those are cool. I like that in the little enclosures.
Yeah, in a jail enclosure. I've had it for years. I put like 2-inch little rubber feet on it so it could be down firing, and then let's just sit back there and put a plug on it. If she wants to take it out, it's out. Kind of thing.
Sorry, I'm just laughing here. Our girls always get the leftovers. Isn't that funny? Yeah. It's just like, well, I got this. Let's throw it in there. There you go.
I did see you sneak Cookie Monster into the pilot. Like, what's going on, dude? What games are going on here?
It looks so good in there, man. I can't wait, honestly, man. Yeah. Big build in that car eventually, but it's got to be paid off first. But if I get my Volvo running, then it's game on for something big. Cookie Monster is going to be always in the Eclipse. I got the 95 960 straight 6.
Is it a wagon?
It's the wagon. Yep.
Oh, dude, I've been wanting a Volvo wagon for so long. Like, those things are, I mean, people hate them for so long, but I think they're cool again. I always thought they were cool.
It's just like the 80s. Now the 90s are going to be cool soon,
yeah, exactly.
I can't. I know. I had it for a while, man, but I have to get some engine work done on it, but I'm going to have it running. So, absolutely, man. But Cookie Monster, always in the Eclipse. Always.
I did have a helpline question. So
all right, shoot.
I don't know if I got good advice, bad advice, but I took it from a person that I think I trust. So I picked up.
There you go.
Yeah.
I used that same mic. I used it for a while. It's a good mic.
I picked up this, so I'm trying to upgrade what I have. Now the key for me is I have, since the pandemic started, all that, I've done a lot of work at home, right? So I need a webcam that I could pick up that's decent for under $200, because
it's then reliable.
Well, it's something I could sneak under the radar of the company credit card.
Oh, there you go.
GoPro with an HDMI video card.
You could do that too, yeah. But
if you can get a used GoPro,
it's it's not always 100% reliable. The Brio is plug and play, and it's like you're never gonna have to mess with anything.
True. I just like the GoPro for simplicity, and you can use it for your videos too. Not just a web camera.
Well, also other work purposes, right, Andy?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Write it off on your taxes too.
Well, the GoPro looks a little bit better than the Brio too, I think. Depending on which model you get. If you get I would say no less than a 7. Get a 7 black or up.
Yeah. Don't go potato phone, man.
Yeah. Or you could get this little camera that Andy has so much trouble with.
Oh man,
but it's solved now.
It is solved. It is solved.
Dude, I had to fix that. The Sony guys didn't know.
No, they didn't.
That was crazy. That was insane.
40 minutes max runtime. Meanwhile, 4 hours later, here we are.
Yeah. This dude streams with Kip for 4 hours straight.
Yeah. I can't even, man. Thanks for helping me out with that Vega and El Fuego. Everything I'm learning is coming from Rob too. So just passing the knowledge down, man.
Yeah, I've reached out to Rob as well for lighting and some other things that I need. So
I do have Fuego, the 225 that I got from you. I've got plans for that thing, and you guys are gonna dig them. Like, I've got plans. the trooper system's getting completely changed around, and then that amp's going in there, but you don't know what else is going with it. It's gonna be cool.
I was hoping to trade that back from you, but
you might want. Listen, man, I change systems like I change shoes. It's
I'm
like I'm happy with the kicker amps. You know, they're great. The Q class. But it's just like I've had them in there now a while, and everyone wants to see the video of the system in there, but nobody wants to watch it. When I do system videos, nobody watches them. So I was like, why waste the time? You know.
Sure. What sub did you have in there? I know you had the Rockville in there for a while. What else did you have?
I've run that CT Sounds for a while.
Okay.
I've run a Critical Mass in there. I never showed any video of that. I really need to review that.
They seem all right. They do.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, what's the MSRP? $13,999 or something, and you can actually buy them for like $400. So
wow, that's crazy. So they're just What is up with that price? Is that just like a sales?
It's like
tactic?
their marketing. It's like their marketing hype situation. They've been doing it since the early 2000s.
Okay, so that I've never clicked on it. So that price just is like, oh, it's 500% off today if you buy now in 12 minutes, and a little ticking timer.
Well, you can look at the sold. You know, that's the old eBay Pro move. Look at the sold and see what they all sold for.
Oh,
and you can see what they actually sold for.
Wow, that's nuts. Now, what about the 24-inch MTX jackhammer? Is that still $9,999? $9,999.
Yeah. Who knows?
I remember seeing that on the website. Same thing with the Solo X, man. It was like $3-4 grand. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't that expensive though. It just, they retailed it for like I think 16 or 1700 or something like that. So whoever had that listing was definitely making some money off it.
You guys got anything interesting to talk about? You got any topics, subjects?
I'm going to my
Blake, yeah.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Blake. I got one more thing interesting, but let's get some time to Blake.
Oh, I was just messing with my hair, but I will say when I was when I ran into Rob at Kicker, we did commiserate over our hatred of bullet tweeters.
Oh, dude, I really do hate bullet tweeters. Yeah, and I don't know that so much that I hate bullet tweeters as much as I hate how people like to use them.
Exactly.
because from your face.
Yeah. At full blast, 100 watts on a tweeter, it's like, oh, dude. I already can't hear.
It's just way too much power.
Because, I mean, a couple weeks ago over spring break, I was at Digital Designs, and the DD tank pulled up, which is, to my knowledge, the loudest demo vehicle on the planet. It's got 8 Z4 18s in it, well over 160,000 watts of amplifier power.
Wow.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah, the highest score that I've seen posted is 178, but he says that he can do over 180.
Wow.
And that's at down at 50 hertz.
Wow, so this is like Kicker Cube status. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the whole thing weighs 21,000 pounds. Anyways, so we had that, and then one guy was working on a motorbike with one pair of our VOXNs in it, as well as some other speakers, but those were basically one pair of bullet tweeters and some other mids in it. And every person there said that they would rather, at full blast, they would rather sit in the tank than sit on that bike. Because those bullet tweeters just stab right into your ears.
Those hurt, dude. Those hurt so bad.
But also, that's going on a motorcycle. So that's meant to get through the wind and the helmet.
Wow. Right.
So for that, I can understand that. But if you're just sitting in a car, then absolutely not.
Yeah.
Just too much.
That's crazy. Dude, how did the so they had the VO speakers? It's like the Pro Driver with the compression. How do those sound? I've always wondered.
So I've only had, because I'm an intern. I'm in college up in Stillwater. And so I've only been able to have like about 2.5 months of time actually working there. I haven't gotten to hear the ones with the compression driver in them.
Yeah.
Gotten to hear the XNs a lot. And I will say, if you bring down the treble level on that XN, it does actually sound really nice. It's just that out of the box, it's a bullet tweeter with a 6-order or a 6 dB per octave crossover
6-order.
on it.
Don't tell them guys that. They'll make a 6-order bullet tweeter. They'll make it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'd love to go to Digital Design's headquarters and check out over there.
It's super fun. Like getting to, because again, the USA line, we build all of those subs in house.
Right.
And that's where, like, with my 1112s, I could have gotten, maybe not, I probably would have lost a couple dB, but I could have gotten similar performance in my car if I went with, say, 510s for, like, way less money, just because they're made over in China. But I wanted to, for one thing, the custom carbon dust caps are super pretty.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted to be able to say that I helped build my own subwoofers.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
that's because I did. I got to do the hard parts on them, and then I let the guys who actually know what they're doing work on the soft parts.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I have tons of Chinese products here, but there's something about like an American-made product that just it gives you the fizz, man. It's like this was built here by Americans, and it's nice. You know, not everything can be done like that, but sometimes when it can, it's nice to pay a little extra to have it.
Well, and the great thing about it is that you get so much customizability. You can choose a variety of sizes of dust cap. You can choose what color you want. You can choose what color you want the logo to be. You can choose what logo you want it to be. Different performance options like spiders. You can get it supercharged or not.
Yeah, what's that supercharge? I heard MBE talking about it. What's
That's
a
like
supercharge?
bumping up the GOS, right?
So, yeah, what the supercharging does, it's a neodymium ring that's placed on top of the pole piece in opposite polarity. And so it's basically just a bucking magnet, where what it does is, all of the magnetic flux that would have gone like out the top of the woofer, it holds it down. And so it increases the motor force by about 33%.
Okay.
And so, same size motor, you get a lot more motor force, which the primary thing is that provides better damping to give more crisp transients. Although with higher motor force, you get slightly higher efficiency. You get a bit louder near port tuning. But, of course, the problem is that it's neodymium and expensive. Gotta pay for performance.
That was the thing he was talking about. It had better control with the coil, and it kind of makes sense with how that works. It's almost like putting your speaker against the wall where it has something to load off of. That magnetic force is kind of being bounced off from the reverse polarity, Rob, and sending it back and keeping it in where the gap, like literally where you have your power. You don't got power when your coil is above the top plate, so that makes sense, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where one thing that I find very interesting is how different companies choose to model and make their different subwoofers, because all of us have different approaches. And for instance, Kicker and Sundown, I know that they like to have extended pole pieces, which helps draw out that magnetic flux, so you get more motor force when the coil is way high in its excursion.
Farther up.
Whereas
Better
Digital
BL or
Designs,
whatever.
our focus is keeping everything really compact, as strong as possible, right in that magnetic gap.
So not
And
very
both
wise.
are valid.
I was just
what
gonna
were
say,
you saying?
not very wise to send it full tilt boogie where the sub sounds like it's gonna fall out of the basket, and then because you're just not really gonna be in that power range. But it makes
Well,
sense to
so
be
the
where
thing
you should
about it
be.
is that we use really tall top plates
Okay.
along with that. And we use the really tall top plates. We bring in the magnetic gap really close. If I was in my apartment, I would have some examples of just how tight
wow.
the tolerances are.
That's always good to
But
have.
yeah, and so it's that because I think on Bearvid's YouTube channel, it does actually have a. He's got a video of a 3510 at like full excursion, and you can see in that video the coil is jumping the gap, and that's because since our coil gaps are so small, we do a lot of effort to keep everything linear, and that's the that's the motivation behind the VROM surround that we have, which is the ribs.
Yeah.
And the point of those ribs are a different density.
Like the Alpine type
Then-
bar kind of ones, like looking like that.
No, so it looks like a lot of the kicker subs, where it's got those radial rings. But
Gotcha.
unlike most other surrounds on the market that do that, it's all just the same density. Whereas with ours, those rings are lower density of foam, and so those contract first. And so
Wow.
yeah, because of that, you don't get like the dimpling in the surround.
Wow.
That will knock the coil out of alignment. And we also put in progressive spiders, so there's a lot of things to keep everything moving very linearly, even at high excursion, which is why our subs are known for their sound quality, even at extreme volume.
Wow. That's awesome, man. I mean, it
I've
sounds
heard
like
9500s, even back in the day, they always sounded good, and they are that's probably like one of the best sounding loud subwoofers you can get, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of my coworkers is currently planning a build with 8 Z315s in his Suburban, and I can't wait to hear that. Partially because I really want to hear how musical are those Zs.
Right.
Because I haven't really gotten to hear one like in a proper box. I've gotten to see a whole bunch playing in free air, which is super cool because they're Zs, but I haven't gotten to really hear one.
Did you ever hear the Billy Goat, Travis Young's?
No.
It was a 318.
No, I've only been able to hear 2 big bass builds. One is the Tank, and the other is the SoundCube Suburban.
Okay.
Because SoundCubed is a sister company with DD.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
I was wondering who owned SoundCube. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
No, I did
Yeah.
not. SoundCube makes good stuff. They really
Oh,
do,
yeah.
and it's affordable. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like SoundCube stuff.
They take a ton of power, dude. So, like, I've the HDS 208s. I've had some of those, and I've had a single. I swear to you, it took me. I don't even think I broke it in. I had it 6 months, and I was putting like 1,000 watts to it, and I was just like, "Yeah, this sub isn't for me. This sub, like, I'm never gonna break this sub, and it's not for me."
Yeah, that's where Digital Designs recently we came out. I say recently, like a few months ago, we came out with our new Redline SW series of subwoofers, which are our most entry line of subwoofers. It's got a 50 ounce motor, 2-inch coil. It's designed for efficiency, but not really high excursion.
Right.
And also to be more affordable. And the SW8, I was playing around with one of those at one point, testing something out, and we do have a lot of like car audio amplifiers around the building, but personally, I think it's easier to just use a home amplifier. And so they had some crowns around, rated at 1200 watts per channel into 4 ohms. And while I was testing out this little 8-inch sub, $130, rated for 300 watts, I didn't realize it because I wasn't hearing anything bad, but I was full sending that amplifier. I was sending over 1,000 watts to that subwoofer for like way longer than I should have been.
Yeah.
And it did not care. And that was in like a really large sealed box, basically. So very little loading from the box itself. Like I was kind of skeptical of those subs before I did that.
Yeah.
And then I realized what a monster they are.
Yeah, pressure tested.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fuego, what you got for us? We got a guest waiting, but first I want Fuego to get his topic in. Then we'll bring the guest in.
Yeah. Hey, the last thing I had was I'm going to my first sound competition in 25 years.
Woo!
Whoa.
And so I've been out of the scene so long that I'm not even sure what to look for, you know. And
which one is it? Is it SPL or is it SQ or is it both?
It's both. It's Surf City Sound Off in Lincoln City, Oregon, August the 27th and 28th. So, yeah, you know, back in my day, the competitions were put on by, you know, whatever local shop, right? Everybody showed up in the parking lot and that was sort of it, you know.
I can tell you this, it's a lot different than it was back then. Like now people are glad to have you check out their system. Demo their ride, SQ or SPL. SQ, I will say that you need to get them in between judging because they don't want to run their system too much before they've been judged. Just catch them, you know, kind of ask them like, hey, have you been judged yet? You mind if I listen? Some do, some don't. So,
well, you know, back in the day, you know, the only vehicles you could really listen to were the demo vehicles by the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Nobody else wanted to give you any information as to what they were running.
I remember.
What they were
doing. I think
doing.
people are stingy now.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad, but I'm looking forward to it. So,
well, one other pro tip is SPL, you demo in the left seat. SQ, you demo in the driver's seat.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
I'm not sure I could handle.
I know that's the thing I thought was so weird when I first got my first SQ demo. They were like, "Oh no, you're in the driver's seat." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay."
Yeah, SPL guys get confused and SQ guys get confused.
Yeah,
it's like you're an SQ guy and you're trying to get in the SPL guy's driver's seat. It's like, whoa, bro, like calm down. Like, what are you doing over here? This is my seat.
My first experience was kind of terrible, but amazing at the same time because he was an actual SQ competitor, PA state champion. You know, went to Worlds, won it all, and as I was sitting in there, it's like 85 degrees outside, and this dude, like the windows are up, the car is off, the AC is off, and I'm like sweating. You know, I'm like, but it sounds beautiful.
Oh, dude, they pipe air conditioners like window units.
Yeah,
or not window units, but the ones you use like in your house.
Yeah,
that sit on the inside of the house.
Oh yeah,
they just run a pipe in there, like through the trunk or somewhere.
Yeah. That's what you almost need. They're like, no, I can hear that wind. No, it's messing with my 15,000 K. You know, dude, it's just no.
So I heard a demo with the audio control. It was actually Joseph Norton's, and under load, you can hear the fans from the audio control amps.
Wow. Oh no, fail.
If it goes like it's very subtle, but you can pick it up if it's under like a heavy load and he's really getting after it.
Yeah.
Because it's a hatchback though. It's a hatchback. So
right, everything's open. You can't be running tear amps, you know, for SQ either. You know, big old fans.
Dude, tear amps, their fans situation's bad.
Stupid.
I don't like it at all.
No. I get like, okay, it gets hot, fans turn on. Not just as soon as you turn it on. Like, no.
Scott agrees. That's my captain's share. All right. We have the one, the only, the COVID kid.
Oh, RGA.
What's up, bro?
I'm feeling a lot better, fellas. I actually feel I've off and on felt human, but the fatigue's really been getting to me. I've been sleeping a lot more. The wife actually has the pneumonia. Actually, she just got X-rayed Friday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but we're coming through. Me and the kids are doing a ton better than we was. And
you sound better, man. You sound a lot better.
I feel a lot better. There for a minute, I wasn't sure I was going to make it, to be honest with you.
I bet, man. I didn't. So I like been sick a couple times since the whole COVID thing. I was like, I wonder if I had COVID, but I didn't feel like COVID sick. And everyone that's had COVID would be like, you would know. You would know. Yeah.
Yeah, this was different. I'm pretty sure what we had was the Omicron. For me, it started with a splitting headache and a fever. The wife had tested positive 2 days prior to me coming down with it. And I was just kind of waiting. I woke up that she got tested positive on Monday. I tested on Tuesday and was negative, but I woke up on Wednesday and it felt like I got hit in the face with a ball bat.
Oh, man.
And from there, well, the rest is history. It had its ups and its downs. After 4 days, I thought I was back to normal, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I heard it comes in waves. Like, you'll feel good for a minute, and then it comes back at you.
For me. It seems to have affected all of us differently. My disabled son was the one that fared the best, thank God. He was we were mostly worried about throughout this whole pandemic. He's already had a stroke, 2 open heart surgeries, and we weren't sure.
Oh, no. But so you guys really had to be careful then, huh, with having him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So not just him, the client I work for, I got out of home improvement and apartment maintenance is my last line of employment. And I basically do what is respite care for a special needs family my son used to go to school with. So I had to be careful both for my son and the people I worked for. So it was like walking a razor's edge for what seems like an eternity. I was just talking to a buddy before I saw you guys live, man. The years have gotten away from us. I feel like I'm in a time warp.
Yep.
Yeah. Man. So we have a 5-person panel here. Oh, I think we got someone trying to join in.
We got 6.
I like what you were saying earlier, Blake. I was listening to you intently. You too, Fuego. And I remember the old standoffish demos. What do you got?
Yeah.
I got a funky pup.
Yeah. What's the matter to you? What do you guys say we answer some questions here?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we'll all. Here's what we'll do. We'll just kind of round robin. We'll pick up the question, and we'll get what everyone's take is on it.
Okay.
All right. So Tommy Lee pipes in here. Let me see. He already had it right here.
Something come up on. There we go.
What's the best sub for excursion? So, Fuego. We'll start with Fuego, and then go to RGA, and then we'll make our way up.
I'll tell you, for me, I've always wanted a JL W7. That was sort of my dream sub. It was always out of my budget, though. That'd be cool.
What about you, RGA?
Oh, well, see, I've had my hands on so much gear, it's really tough for me to say. I got to say, for excursion, just pure excursion, the Thor's Hammer driver out of a Wilson Audio Thor's Hammer subwoofer with its 6-inch peak-to-peak was probably the most impressive, expensive piece of kit I ever had my dirty hands on. As far as car audio stuff goes, like some of the stuff Robot Underground builds, I think would probably be where I would go. I love the W7 too. I think that's a fine driver, especially for SQ level type excursions. It's got good BO. But I'll probably just trail off there because that's such a deep involved rabbit hole.
Yeah, it could be a million things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Blake, you're up.
As probably anybody could have guessed, given my job, I'm gonna say the Digital Design Z4.
Oh man, are you kipping us right now? Are you kipping us?
He is kipping us.
All right,
I don't even have a kicker one. Come on, man.
It's an incredible subwoofer.
Yeah, I agree.
It is one of the best subwoofers on the planet.
DD kick ass. Yes, they do. I gotta say, I've never mentioned them, but I like Digital Designs, and a lot of my friends over in the UK really enjoy them as well.
Mm-hmm.
What's the X-Max on that? What is like the X-Max and X-Mac roughly? Like 30?
I don't actually know what the X-Max and X-Mac are. I I do know that it's because that surround is deceptively small because of those ribs and how it's designed to stretch. I'm pretty sure it's got like 3 or 4 inches of peak-to-peak excursion, but I don't know specifically.
I feel like that's the most you can get without having a cone that's about this big, and then it just turns into just all surround. You know,
Look at the Thor's hammer,
effective cone area versus excursion. It's the biggest debacle, and with SPL, I feel like it's very important. And honestly, if you're just talking excursion alone, just straight excursion, who cares? You know, I just want the best sub for excursion. You know, see that thing move out. Sundown Type X, man. There's not going to be anything that tops that until the L7X comes out, and it's going to be a fair comparison compared to the two. Is it better than the ZV-5 compared to the X or the 6? I don't know. I'm not a Sundown guy, but from what I hear, from what I know, the Type X from Sundown is the best sub for excursion.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. So you guys all have very good arguments. I'm going to show you. This is not going to be... Wait up. I gotta
you
get
ain't
it
pulling
right.
up some Boss Audio, are you?
No. This is... I'm going to go old school with you guys. So you might remember these. If you're looking for old school stuff, like high excursion, what we had to mess with back in the day, the Ground Zero nukes. Do you remember those?
Wow, look at that.
Yep. I was actually thinking about Ground Zero when Andy was talking about the Sundown.
Yeah. So I don't think that they have the same excursion. It may have been like a 3-inch peak to peak on these, but back in the day that was pretty intense.
That looks like a Rockford Fosgate H2 series. Like it looks just like the basket and motor.
A lot of subs use
I know a lot of people use that basket even today. A lot of places use that same basket.
And I have another one for y'all. Let me go over here and share the screen on this one. Let me see here. You guys, let's see if you guys remember that. You're a real OG if you remember these. Do you remember the Cove Armageddon subwoofers?
Nope. Not OG enough.
Name Cove forever.
Based on the way you said it, that's probably older than me, so no.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that a TI basket? Is that what that is? It looks like it.
Yeah. Well, if you notice these baskets look familiar, it's because we've been using these baskets since the late 90s, maybe even the early 90s.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It looks like Soundstream and a few other companies that use them. Yeah, absolutely. Man.
Yeah, what is that, like a 10 spoke or something?
In baskets.
Yeah, I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
12 spoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. My subwoofers have that too. Those over there. Ooh, that's a monster.
That's a cute little guy.
So, do you guys remember Whitey Ford? I'm trying to think
I know the name.
Everlast. Yeah. So he had in one of the magazines, he had a Cove audio system. Super dope, man. Super dope system. And that's what made me hunt that out. Once I seen that, I was like, dude, I've heard of Cove, but I've never actually seen them in action. So I had to get Armageddon.
I can't. That's awesome. That's awesome.
What does anybody know? Was Cove Lancer? I don't think so, but I don't know.
No, I think Lancer and Cove were separate then. I think they might have had a merger later on.
Wow.
Because for a while, Lancer was even, I think it was in Car Stereo Review, they had Mick Fleetwood as an advertiser for them for a while.
Right. I think he does right. Pride subs, I've seen videos of them. I don't know the specs, but they look pretty intense.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I always see them on YouTube getting into me. They're like, hey, you think you're allowed with your kicker? Check out my prides. And they're in Australia, and they're like,
well,
oh, yeah.
and it's like
they're loud.
Like Casey,
you know?
It's like Casey over there just razzing you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
He was running the Pride until everything, going overseas is going overseas right now. So he switched to a Sundown dealer. So that happened.
In the words of the late, great Gene Serwinski, loud is beautiful if it's clean, but if you're just going for dirty loud, what's the point?
Yeah,
I agree.
Yep. I went for the dirty loud. I just wanted hair tricks. I didn't care.
Advertise for Coke.
You want hair tricks? Just put a swivel fan in your car on a 12 volt.
Honestly, just 2 fans, get them going.
Or just roll the windows down and drive.
Yep. That's it.
So I have a good topic. What amps do you remember celebrities like endorsing and stuff? I'll start. I remember the Warren G JVC amp, the Nikki Six JVC amp. There was also a Percy Miller Bazooka amp, so Master P Bazooka amp. I mentioned that on 12 We Talked last week. And there was one more. I can't think of it. You guys got any of them outside of that?
I'm going to say the only one I know, I'm not from that era as much. I got Car Audio Heavy 2006. So like Pimp My Ride with, what's his name? Oh,
Magic Mike.
Oh, Exhibit?
Exhibit. MTX.
Oh, the West Coast Custom? Are you? Yep. Oh, remember West Coast Custom did Orion?
They did it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had Orion amps that were West Coast Custom amps.
I just remember seeing Pimp My Ride. Everything that they would throw in there was like MTX. That was
another
that was
old
their
school
brand.
one. Boyd Covington, the Heart Rod builder, had Orion amps made custom for him.
Orion was huge then too, man. You got to think.
And this was back like before they even had crossovers in them.
Wow,
That's
just straight amplifying.
Right. Some would say the best amplifiers, but I'm an old school guy, so I got old ways.
That's like me with my ADS amps from the car days. I like their home gear, but I like the car stuff even better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. ADS is dope. Super dope. I got a good one for you. We'll start with Fuego on this one. Fero says, if you're going to buy a European amp, what would you buy? I think everyone knows my pick, so we'll start with Fuego.
European.
Oh, boy. European.
You guys want me to start?
Yeah.
100% Mosconi. I've played with a lot of Mosconi amps. They're very, very, very nice. There's plenty of European amps that you can go for, but I just have good experience with them. So that's the one if I was going to choose a European amp.
The only European amp that I know of is Def Bonds. Honestly, and that's Russian. I don't know if that's Europe, right?
Right. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I know Brazilian and North Korea, South Korea, China, United States. That's about it.
we went to American schools, so we can be forgiven for not knowing our geography.
Thanks, man. I know the United States very well. Once you get over there, they all blend in.
Listen, I don't even know all the states very well, to be honest. Quite honest with you, I don't know where North Dakota is. I have an idea. I couldn't exactly point it out.
Yeah, it's right below South Dakota, or right above South Dakota.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Blake, European amp, what you got?
I'm not really too. I don't know too much about a lot of the European brands. Probably just because I know them focal.
Focal.
But I don't really know.
That's good stuff right there, man. That's 100% SQ.
I like the speakers better than the amps, but yeah. I know RJ's got something, and it's probably something very obscure.
I got one that's fairly mainstream, and that's Bang & Olufsen. They're known for Ice Power, the first class D, and something obscure like Labgruppen out of Germany. They make a lot of pro gear. I'm pretty sure they have a car division as well. That's the funny thing is I'm sitting here with all my friends over in Sweden, Norway, Denmark, UK. Yeah. Thinking, man, I wish I had them on the line right now to jog my memory.
Exactly. All right, Fuego, we're back to you, man. Did you get to Google it? Did you Google it?
No, I didn't Google it. The Mosconi is the name that I remember. I'm old school guy, so back in my day, we didn't have many imports from overseas, but Mosconi, I've seen a lot of information on those. They look like they're really nice, pieces, and wouldn't mind having one actually.
Right, and they have some good right here. Boston Acoustic. Those were actually made by Mosconi.
No way.
Those old Boston Acoustic amps are Mosconi amps. So you can find one of those cheap. Pick it up. It's a good amp.
I had a Boston Acoustic or Boston what was it, GT24 amp. I don't know if you ever heard of one of those. Older, like 2006 or something like that. I still have it. It's in pieces. One. That's crazy. It was great.
Yeah.
2-channel. I think it was 450 RMS at 2 ohms on each channel, like 900 RMS or something like that, bridged at 4, I believe.
Right.
I had on a Solo X for like a minute, and then I was like, I need something a little bit different.
I need more power. Brax is another good brand. Helix. Tommy Lee says Ground Zero. That's another one, especially one that's kind of come back Vibe Audio. Here we go. Symphony. Probably one of the various highest end ones for car audio. And then I'll give a special shout out to Genesis, even though they don't make them anymore. That's a really high end, sweet European amp.
I just don't know that many European amps. That was a crazy. That was a good question.
Right. Me too.
Dude,
If I get my friend Gubby or one of them fellas on my, I was actually trying to coordinate to get my friend Gubby, who is in Norway, to come on my show tomorrow. But the 7-hour time difference is a killer. So one of these times, I bring one of my European friends on. A lot of them are kind of shy, and we've gone back and forth. They don't speak English that great, and it's like, man, shut up. You speak English better than I speak your language, so just shut up. Come on.
Yeah. Well, good thing your stream's 7 hours long, so that 7-hour time difference makes up for it.
Yeah, 7 hours. That was, I don't even know what happened. I was like half delirium, half ridiculousness.
And I was like, listen, I'm going to bed. It's 3:30 in the morning. You guys.
I won't be doing that again, I don't think.
Bro's coming up with some bangers. Do you have a worse nostalgic head unit?
Worst.
Jensen does.
That's tough.
I mean, so the JVC Chameleon, hated it. It looked so dope, hated it. That Kenwood mask, it was great while it worked, but when it messed up, I hated it.
Vega's like, let me tell you.
Sony ES, I love Sony ES head units. They have the worst backlight in any of them. The C90 you could barely see in daylight. The 7850 is the same way. The 8850. The head unit functionally, really, really nice. Hated that. What else did I hate? Oh, the Nakamichi CD45. Great head unit. Super high quality sound quality head unit. Skips like crazy. Under
no anti-skip in there, huh?
Yeah, moderate bass. And then I don't think I hate some Eclipse head units because they had some weird security stuff that would get you locked out. I don't think I have any Clarion head units that I hate.
I had a Blaupunk California or something that was weird like that I hated.
Yeah.
My Eclipse head unit I had it was great, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. It's got 5-volt pre-outs. It's beautiful. No Bluetooth, and the aux, you had to have some type of connector to go to the back of the radio, and I needed that whole harness. And I'm like, are you kidding me? All I can play is CDs on this thing. Oh, that's great.
This is one, the Clarion Auto PC that froze on point. That thing, it has so much promise. It was basically a computer in your vehicle.
Wow.
Sucked. It sucked really bad.
Wow. Clarion Audio. So it was like a computer head unit, but they tried and failed.
Right. Yeah.
Jeez.
It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah. That's what Paul Walker used in his Skyline, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like danger to manifold, and then the floor pan falls out because that's what happens when the manifold's messing up.
Exactly. I'll tell you this: in '92, I bought a Sony CD head unit.
Yeah.
That controlled like a 10-disc changer.
Right.
The changer was great, but the head unit, that the disc would skip like a rock across the lake. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Well, you got to make sure it said like 40 or 60-second anti-skip on the front. Otherwise, it was garbage.
I usually stuck to Pioneers for my head units for most of my car audio stuff. I had a DEQ 9600. Damn thing cost me a lot of money, but it had all the options I wanted, and it was reliable.
That's like the 80 PRS. I love and hate that head unit at the same time. I've bought 4 or 5 of them, I think, over the years, and it frustrates me. I sell it. I'm like, you know what? Actually, I kind of want that back. I'll buy another one. Frustrates me, sell it. Just same process over and over. It has so much promise, but then it has so much restraints. It's like being in a velvet cage.
Velvet cage. That's it.
A glass encrusted velvet sleeve.
Right. Exactly. Oh man.
So Alfuego, how is the shop coming? When are we going to see some YouTube videos? I'm dying to see one. We are waiting patiently.
It's I hate to inform you, but I had a complete and total spending freeze up up until a couple of weeks ago. I just moved, so I've been trying to rent out my other house.
All pennies on deck, so to speak.
Yeah, all pennies on deck. Good news is the other house rented. So now the wallet is opening up, and so
good.
Good
deal.
Excellent.
That's the best way to do it. Don't sell your house. If you can rent it out, you want to deal with the frustration of being a landlord, but you will make cake, man. You really will.
I did the pro tip, right? I hired an agency to take care of all those headaches.
Oh, you know what? That's what my landlord did, and they're terrible.
Right.
So the next step is to fully build out, what you're seeing behind me. That's an indoor audio room. I need sound deadening. I need all sorts of stuff, but it's basically 12 by 13, and I've got
that's way bigger. You got so much space for activities, man. I'm 10 by 10 in here. Straight up prison.
I don't even know. I'm like an arm length and a couple feet, and then
I can touch this wall. This wall is right here. This right here. This is curtains. That's the window.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like any other project, right, Andy? When budget allows, you
exactly
can make some moves. The primary goal for me in the next 2 weeks is getting the car audio equipment in for my wife's car, because I gave her that stuff
audio?
for. Huh?
Are you changing the name of the channel to HifiVega Audio?
Yeah, that's underway. So
all right,
I like it. It rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, Fuego. I'm in a spending freeze myself, thanks to the COVID. I've been off work for 3 weeks, and I was going to actually turn my attic into my sound room so I could finally get all this crap out of here and some of this stuff out of my workshop downstairs I haven't looked at for 3 weeks, and finally actually have a space that I didn't have to share with my bed for myself. But thanks to all this inflation and stuff, man, I'm full stop for the foreseeable future. I'm working on some other things with some friends. I got two pairs of transmission line one-offs down in my shop that I was selecting drivers for, and then those went up.
Everything's expensive right now. It's not. We'll get past it. I was wanting to buy a condo in the next few years, but it's not going to happen. We're going to have to wait till the market crash.
Wait for the market crash, then we'll get some new kind of currency, a chip in our forehead, and then we can spend all the money we want,
Exactly.
Pay for it, Andy. Pay for it in rubles, right?
Exactly. Hey, they're making money. I hear. That's what I hear, man. They're making money.
Like as in making money, they're like printing money. Like they're physically making.
Well, that's what we were doing too for the longest time,
Right. Exactly.
How come they can do it legally and I can't? When I do it, the clerk tells me to get the hell out of the store, and the FBI's on it.
I know.
See, you got to, back when they had food stamps, you can make copies of the food stamps.
Yep.
And it's a little bit easier.
You just dated yourself there, Rob.
I know.
I can't.
Like 20 years.
That's the Bakersfield coming out in
food stamps, 50 for $1.
Hey, that's exactly what you do, man. 50 cents on the dollar.
I used to trade cash for those things and get double my money out of them. There was always somebody around with a book of those things. Hey, man, we trade this for cash? Bet.
Yeah, man. I need some nachos and cheese and
Lunchables,
man.
That was a good hustle. Double for $1, bet. I'm in.
Man. So, we're about an hour and a half in. I figured we can sign off here. I want to thank each and every one of you. A special shout out to Blake, who hung out in Kicker's area, their little history museum type area, just on the chance that me and Kip would walk in. He knew we were having breakfast at Just Waffling. He heard us on the show before. And so, dude, he timed it out right. And I walked in and he's like, HifiVega? I was like, yeah. And I didn't recognize him. I was like, who's this? And he stumbled across, so it was cool getting to meet somebody in person like that.
I got one question for Blake. You work in Stillwater and you don't, or you live in Stillwater and you don't work for Kicker. How?
It's a long story.
Of course.
But Yeah, so what happened is, as you can tell, I've got long hair. And
Long hair hippie people need not apply.
yeah, well, so
I was like, oh no, here we go.
I was planning on applying at Kicker, and my dad knows their patent attorney, and so he said, "Yeah, I'll send them your resume, see if you can get an internship or something with them."
Yeah.
But he gave me two conditions. One, I had to shave my face, which is fair, and the other is that I have to cut my hair, and I was not pleased about that.
Oh wow!
You lose all your power, like Samson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But and so then I went to work the next day. And I was complaining to my coworker, who has been my neighbor for forever, and then her mom texted me later that evening saying, "Hey kiddo, I know you're into car audio stuff," and turns out they were friends with Vicky and Jessa, who are the owners of Digital Designs, and gave me Vicky's number. And so then I basically just like messaged her and was like, "Hey, please hire me."
Yeah.
And so they gave me an internship.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, what position were you applying for Kicker? Because usually I get some positions where you have to look the part for whatever, you know what I mean, clean shaven, whatever.
It wasn't Kicker. It was my dad.
Oh.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was like
my dad.
Stillwater.
Who was telling me,
Stillwater
like, "Oh
is
yeah, you need
Kicker.
to cut your hair." That was.
Yeah.
Kicker might want me to do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't.
He's like, "You're not going to embarrass me in my town, son." He's like, he's like, "You go to Oklahoma City and you can embarrass yourself."
My house is here in Oklahoma City, and so I spend like summers and stuff down here, and then I go to school up in Stillwater.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Man,
that's a crazy story.
I'm just
Makes
a
sense.
massive car audio nerd.
Yeah.
I think everybody makes cool stuff.
Yeah, that's how I am too, man.
Absolutely.
I like it. Like, I think everybody makes something that I even if I don't like it, I'm in awe of it. Like, oh, okay, this is cool. I know who likes this, who it's for, and I appreciate it. Like, it's cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We know you're talking about Rockville and Boss. We know.
Right.
We know.
Oh, dude. Hey, I like some Boss stuff. I like some
Absolutely, man. Efficient, bro.
I hang out with some diehard, and I mean diehard, rabid, fans of a specific brand. I have a banner of over my shoulder. But a lot of the questions I get are, well, what do you know? How do you know about this other stuff? And it's like, I'm not any one brand specific person. I love all audio, from car to home to pro to the stupid little Bluetooth speaker. I mean, I've taken apart clock radios and modified those. So when it comes to audio, like, I love it all too. Like I recently told somebody about the Dave Rat Infrasub, which is basically a purely electromechanical driver that's not a coil-based system. And they were like, "How do you know about that?" Because
I think I saw that on Facebook.
Huh?
I might have seen that on Facebook where it's like a toroidal transformer instead of ferrite for the motor.
Yep. There's several variants. There's one that uses a rotational axis with belt drives. There's one of my friends has one of those right now, and this one's basically like a servo. That's just it. It's a two-way servo, and it's pretty neat.
Well, Kef made a servo driver or Velodyne made a servo driver for cars too.
That was based on the home servo. They did a feedback loop. I mean, an actual physical servo motor.
Oh, really?
For the moving coil. I mean, it's still technically a moving coil. It's just a different variation of it.
Right.
And distortion and shit were why that hadn't happened up until now. Now we have the electronics to control the bad behaviors of something like that, whereas 20, 30 years ago we didn't.
Right. Fukai, I'm going to suggest you 5-star car stereo. Type in that and DD1. Dean has done some very good videos on that, explaining overlap, how it works.
I can explain it a little bit.
All right, give us the
easiest-
elevator pitch.
Definitely check out Dean. He knows what he's talking about and thorough. But the whole DBFS, DB full scale, all you're really doing is if you set it at 0, that's literally where it's going to be the cleanest set signal. Anything below, what it does is it literally lowers the output for you when you're testing your DD1 or you're setting your gain. So when you actually play a volume that's music, a test tone is 0 dB. Music, it depends what they recorded at. -5, -6, -3. It could be all over the place. It's never over. Otherwise, it's clipping. So why people say to -10, -5 for like your subs and whatever is because distortion isn't as detectable with lower frequencies compared to mids and highs. So I feel like that is probably why I had people tell me, oh, set it to -10, -15 for your bass or whatever. It'll make it louder. Not really. I mean, kind of. All you have to do is turn the volume up, give yourself some headroom on your head unit, and you'll have that power that you'd be losing, but you're going to be playing clean signal where you're set at. I just feel like set it at 0 unless you feel like you really want some more and you play music that's all over the place, like some rock, stuff that isn't bass heavy. Yeah, you could throw in that negative DBFS to give you a little bit more gravy, as Rob always says.
Yeah. Yeah. People forget that the negative is positive. So if it's a negative track, that's plus 10 dB on your sub. That's why I always set it 0. Because I'm an old guy and I don't need that much bass anyways. But if you're going to do it, just know what you're doing. -10 is plus 10, -5 is plus 5.
And be careful to have your head unit flat when you're doing that.
Right. Yeah, everything flat.
Yeah.
Well,
not everything flat.
Not everything flat. Yeah, exactly. You could do your bass boost and everything. So that way you're getting a true reading on it because you don't want to do your bass boost afterwards.
Right. Set your head unit first to how it sounds at the volume you want to hear it at, and then you set your amp. You don't want to set your amp and then, oh, you know what, I need a little bit more fill up front or it's too loud. You kind of got to set the head unit first and then work your way back. Absolutely, Rob.
All right.
This is 90 minutes, right? 90 minutes-ish?
There we go. 90 minutes ish. No, we're not doing the kit. Yeah. Oh. All right, Fuego. Let's get the plugs and then we'll sign out. What do you got to plug?
I don't have much to plug other than look for a Fuego Audio.
Fuego Audio.
To a YouTube channel near you. So
you got a stream coming tomorrow, I'm sure.
Oh.
You?
Yeah, my wife and a couple of buddies talked me into going live tomorrow. I wasn't going to, but I feel well enough now that I'm kind of on the fence about where I want to go with it. I've been learning from watching you guys, talking to some of the folks because I want to stay in my own lane and not tread into your guys' stuff out of respect. It's more power to Mr. Vega and Mr. Andy, my other audio compatriots. But yeah, I've got a stream tomorrow. A friend of mine who sent me a care package while I was sick is probably going to pop in as a guest if I can get him to log in. And he does ghost hunting stuff, so I'll be off on that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I try to mix it up. I don't want to stay just audio. I want to move on to other stuff too and let you guys,
Yeah.
I love the RGA streams though. They're fun to listen to when you're working on stuff, man. And oh yeah, you can just jump on,
Right.
Cool.
Well, I'm gonna start limiting that. There are a few specific people I want to get on that nobody else can get that I think would add some value to the community and reinforce some of what you guys are telling people as well.
There you go.
So I'm gonna start choking it back and trying to give more impetus on my guests rather than just letting it be a freelance 7-hour show because that was ridiculous. Fun but ridiculous.
Well, that's kind of how this one is. When I do this, I figure everyone could join. It's just we're hanging out. It's nothing serious. So, I'll try to join. Although Sundays is it's not my day of rest. It's my day of work. It's not work. Yeah. So I lock myself in here and I work on my videos and I edit till I'm done. So if I get done early, I'll check out the stream. I'll be in chat.
That's what I was going to do tonight, but Rob's like, you want to go live? I'm like, I'm going live.
I wouldn't. Have you ever, is Derek thinking about doing any kind of live stuff outside of the 12-volt stuff?
I doubt it, but maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't, not that I know of, but yeah.
I want to personally catch him on a live if he does one. I missed 12 volt puck because I had.
We'll have to
stuff.
get him on the next one of this, Rob.
That would be cool.
He's probably asleep, man. He goes to sleep way earlier than me, even. But
you guys have all been inspirational.
Yeah.
And that Tech Pro video, I shared the hell out of that because I've been barking up that tweet for years trying.
So you're the one that made him waste his money, which in turn saved a lot of people.
I don't know if I'm big enough to have influenced Big D himself, but if he did, man, he saved a lot. I threw it up in my Vega groups.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is what I've been complaining about for years. There's too good to be true stuff. Please stop buying. Stop.
Yeah.
And he
hey,
that.
RJ, I have a special request for you. If you can source double surround Vega surrounds,
I'm working on it for the 124s.
Yeah, I have the 1004 or the 10. Yeah, the 104.
Yeah,
that's what I have. It needs a surround. Everything else is good. I know I could get the single roll surrounds in red, but if you find doubles, man, since you're the Servo Vega guy, let me know. Holler at your boy.
I am pushing for that because I got 3 124s downstairs that's it, that foam run. And the V-Flex, I found a double hump in black, but it's not as dense, so it would screw up the FS of the driver. So I'm hoping my pal Gubby over where he's at, he's actually repopped some surrounds for some vintage Vega stuff. I'm hoping I can either get him to do it, or Dilbeck said he might have an idea, or I'm hoping just by putting it out there, somebody will do it, because there's a lot of 124s and
there's a lot of Vega heads that would definitely scoop those up. They're fantastic drivers.
We're a freaking legion, man.
Yeah.
There's 10,000 of us between the groups.
Yeah. I know. I love these old Vega subs. Even the Stealth. Honestly, I kind of like the Stealth even better than the Vega series. But they're not as iconic. They don't have the double roll surround and everything.
Well, the Stealths were just that. They were like a notch or two down, and they weren't as fun. The V-Flex not only caught a lot of eyes, but coming off that stroker legend, they marketed that sucker well.
For sure.
I can't tell you how many people I know that have everything from the 15s down to the 10s that just need the freaking surrounds, man. If anybody watches this is
home surrounds for the win.
Yeah, we need them in red. They got to be Servo Vega red too. Yeah.
Not only Servo Vega red, they got to be the proper red over gray dual laminate. That's what I want. I don't want to see this single laminate Chinese, not as dense packed cellular crap.
That's probably what I bought. That was my first refoam job. It was for a friend of mine, Will. And no pressure, right, on a Servo Vega. I think it was a 12, same kind, 12.4. I think that's what it was called. But it wasn't too bad. But that was my first refoam job.
Wow.
I was like, I think I know how to do this. I tried this on this other one. I think I can do it. And then
so you downgraded them. You downgraded them.
Yeah, probably. But he didn't really have much of one left. So it was definitely an upgrade in a way.
All right, Blake. What you got to plug, bro?
I'm just a college student. I don't
That's
do
awesome,
anything.
man. We love the young bass heads. We need them.
No kidding.
We need them.
Listen, when you go into work Monday, tell them HifiVega wants to visit. They probably don't know who HifiVega is.
Yeah.
Tell them he wants to visit.
Right now I'm in the semester.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, I'm not working at the moment. Although I can definitely message a couple of the guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tell them. I'd love to visit sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm gonna tell him. I know Blake.
I completely forgot it.
I'm gonna tell him. Like, Blake's my best friend. He said he would get me in here.
I think that if there's one guy there, Andy. I think if anybody went up there and said, "Hey, I know Blake. He said I could come in," Andy would immediately throw you out.
Dude,
they're probably like, "What's Blake's last name?" I'm like, "Well, we're not that kind. We're like first name basis best friends."
Most of them don't know my last name either, so.
I can sneak it in. Listen, I'm good at side jagging. I'll get in there somehow.
Yeah, just put the glasses on, Rob. You'll walk right in, man.
There we go. Yeah, the Oakleys. Yeah.
Yep.
Just look official. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
I mean,
look like
there's been
you're on a mission.
Couple of times where they got because I work on like brakes and stuff, and there's been a couple of times where they had like a new receptionist, and I scared her because I just walked in and went upstairs to the R&D area. She had no clue who I was.
Dude, if you just walk in there like you're supposed to be there, a lot of times people will just be like, apparently he's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Just keep a stack of papers in your hand.
Yeah. And a Bluetooth.
pen.
Like if you got a Bluetooth and act like you're talking to somebody, you can't be bothered as you're walking by. Pro move. Pro move.
Yep. And walk fast.
Andy.
My plug, the Living Loud with Andy. Check it out on YouTube. We'll be live Tuesday after the Kicker Unmasked show with the unofficial Kicker Unmasked show after show.
Yeah. You should call it the Kicker Mask show.
Kicker masked up with some
something like that. I didn't usually have better puns on the fly, but that one.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
We'll work on it.
I kind of like the unofficial after show, and then unmasked or whatever. It's like you don't want to put like 12 words into a sentence to make it a show, but it's just it's cool to just talk about whatever they were talking about, hang out, throw some chats up, have a good time, and just kick back and talk about kicker stuff and answer your questions as always. So it's always fun.
You always have a show, Andy.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Well, one more pro tip from Scott. Listen, you guys can definitely imagine Scott doing this, right? Walk in the shots for the past decade, carrying something and a clipboard and go past any employees only sign.
Yep.
That's a
Fake
Scott
it till
move,
you make
dude.
it. Fake it till you make it.
That's a Scott move if I've ever heard of a Scott move. Like, I'm supposed to be here, bro. Like, what you question me is a problem, and I'm talking to the boss about it.
Were you talking to me? Oh, you mean to talk to your supervisor, sir?
Right. I'll have your job. Do you know who I am?
I could probably pull that off if I didn't have hair down to my shoulders.
There you go. You just put it up in the hat, like Tesla.
Yeah.
Put my hair up under my hat. Damn right.
All right, guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in chat that joined. Always fun having everybody on. So this is it. If you guys got any good sign-off words, say them now.
Stay living